Okay, chances are that if you are looking to start or change your website template in 2021, you have come across a dozen or more Showit templates. It is a new craze that's been taking over for a few years now, but it's building in momentum purely because there are so many options available for website templates for Showit. So I want to dive in today about my experience with Showit, what I've done as a website designer of 20 plus years, and how I actually found the platform and what you can learn from it getting started with Showit in 2021. So let's jump straight in. So if you are new here, my name is Em Winch. I am a founder of Morris Bear Designs and the creator of the Clicks to Clients method. I am also a website designer with over 20 years of experience. Now, my passion lies in creating conversion-based website designs and building businesses that actually thrive online with automation, simple sales systems, say that 3 times fast, and really great setups that allow you to actually get back to having a life as well as a business. So in today's video podcast, if you are listening, I'm talking all about the Showit platform. Now, I want to start off with prefacing this as this is my perspective. I have preferences on everything, as I do. I've been building professionally for 13 years. So there's lots and lots of things in here that are going to help you get started. Now, the Showit platform is actually just another theme builder. It's marketed completely differently. So it is actually very similar to using something like Divi or Elementor or something like that to actually build your theme. So what they've done is created this as a SaaS, so a software as a service, which means they can bill you monthly for all of the inclusions that they offer. So they basically license this builder to you. What that means is it's actually building on a WordPress website. So you're not comparing Showit to WordPress, you're actually still getting Showit. You want to be thinking about Showit as a theme builder or a theme in itself. So let's have a look at what that means for your business. So one, you still get the availability of all of the features of WordPress. Yay, that is fantastic news because WordPress itself is one of the most flexible platforms that you can use to build online courses, sales funnels, membership programs, and basically anything you can think of. WordPress has an availability and an option to do that. It's a fantastic platform and it's one of the reasons that I recommend it to all of my clients because we can build everything in. So we can make it completely custom for you. So you can do a membership platform that works with your network marketing, for example, or you can do an online course that sells itself on demand every day. Whichever way your business takes you, it's got an option to build it in. So that's the first pro of Showit. You are still getting that WordPress experience with their builder. Two is obviously the availability of themes. There are some amazing designs coming out for Showit designers that are making things look incredible online. Now, this is a double-edged sword, in my opinion, because of that conversion tactics, which I'm going to talk about in a minute. But the design aspect here and the templates available are phenomenal. There's a huge range, there's lots of different choices, and you can find something that works for you. Now, this isn't just for Showit. You can find templates for nearly every builder on the internet at the moment. They are so popular because you can get that designer feel without the designer budget. That's why we created the Site That Sells shop at sitethatsells.co, which actually has my own set of templates available that are conversion optimized and ready to drop into your WordPress. Check that out as well. But with that said, the designs that are coming out for this are really flexible. Basically, it's like designing in Photoshop or Illustrator. So the options that we can create in Showit are phenomenal. There are some really, really cool things happening, and it's a click and an explore to find some animations, some movement, and some really great pop up effects. The pop ups are probably one of my favorite features of Showit. You can do slide out menus and custom menus and all things just with that canvas, which is phenomenal in my opinion. It is great fun to play with. And it gives you a lot of different options. The third pro is obviously it is made for designers. It is a designer's paradise because of what you can do with it. So a lot of designers over the last few years have not had the same experience with building websites, and they've had to outsource that element of the process. So a lot of times you would hire a website designer and then a website developer to make that design come to life. Showit takes that out of the question. It's an easy to use platform, and because of that drag and dropness, it really does give you a lot of flexibility in what can be done really simply and without any code. So they've taken all of that code aspect out. Phenomenal. Perfect for designers, perfect for anyone who wants to go nuts on the platform. The only trouble that I have with this, and this is purely on a conversion basis, so getting people from click into client, is that the standard of usability isn't there. When we are looking at conversions and taking people on that journey, we look a lot at website usability. What our customers expect and what our customers understand of our website is actually really essential to making sure that our website converts really well. This is one of the biggest pain points that I feel is with Showit. Because of the availability to do absolutely anything with the design, designers are putting things everywhere. You can find hidden menus, you can find weird things that pop out, and basically it actually adds a lot of confusion and friction into that whole conversion process. So that's where we start to see drops in our conversion rates when our customers and when our visitors aren't able to find things easily, or when they're not in a standard space. One of the biggest, my favorite books, is actually called Don't Make Me Think, and it's an exercise in website usability. Basically, we don't want our customers to have to think when they land on our website. We want to show them all of the things and give them that process really simply and really easily. It's the number one thing that is going to increase that conversion rate, and it's the number one danger that you have when using Showit. Unless you're coming from a conversion background or a usability background, it's easy to get lost in what you can do on the platform. It's phenomenal, but it's also really dangerous. There is a line in between that you can kind of work with, but you really want to make sure that you are thinking about those conversions and making sure that your website is working hard for you. I'm seeing a lot of people come back to me and saying, how can we optimize this because my conversion rate has dropped? The other thing that I don't love about Showit is, of course, the mobile responsive. Showit isn't mobile responsive. It is actually built with two different platforms. So you design the desktop version and then you design the mobile version. Now, this is how we used to do things back in the day before we built mobile responsiveness. Basically, what mobile responsiveness is it will collapse your design down through the different screen sizes and bring it into line. You don't actually recreate the entire experience from scratch on a mobile phone, which you do with Showit. And it's one of the things that I've seen so many people have issue with, because you actually have to design your entire sales page, for example, in Showit in the desktop version, and then also go back through, and anything that has copied into that mobile version has to be adjusted to make sure that it still fits on a mobile version. So you have to adjust your fonts, your colors, your text typing and things on every single section on your Showit website on mobile. My opinion, that's not the most time effective way of doing it, and it's also not exactly standard practice. It works great if it works, but if you forget to change one of those sections on mobile, you're out of whack. 90% of your customers are probably finding you on social media and finding you on mobile. Cheers to the bird. And when they find you on mobile, you don't want them to have a clunky experience. You want them to have a really smooth, really solid experience. That's where that mobile responsiveness, so bringing it down in size, has been really popular because it just scales beautifully. You're not designing for an iPhone 5, for example, versus an iPhone X or a Samsung or an iPad or an iPad Pro that comes in that different size. So all of those screen sizes actually accordion down and just fit fluidly. Whereas something like Showit, you're actually designing for each of the different modules available. And that's just a little bit of a recipe for disaster. So be careful when you are designing with Showit, if you choose to go with Showit, to look at that mobile view as well. Make sure that that mobile view is working just as well as your desktop view. And check your statistics. Make sure that your customers, if they're on mobile, are getting that mobile responsive view. The last thing, of course, is price. If you are using Showit, you're looking at and wanting to use WordPress features where having your own plugins, doing different things, having courses. I can only imagine building a course program on Showit. I can think of the endless creativity that we could do there, and I think it would be phenomenal. But you're also paying for the privilege of using the builder with separate standalone WordPress plugins. You actually have to up your package with Showit to make sure that you can use your own plugins, because basically you're paying for your hosting. So you are looking at around, at this stage, $49 USD each month for your plugins, for the ability to use plugins, and then additional costs if you are using any premium plugins as well. So it can start to really add up. Obviously, we're not talking something like Kajabi, which sits at $149 USD, but it does add up if you are looking at your costs when starting out. So a lot of people are choosing not to go that route, and they're just using the basic Showit, which just gives you pages. You really do want to be able to use that blog and use those WordPress plugins to really take full advantage of the WordPress platform. So that's about my sums it up. In preference, I love the ability, but I don't love what it kind of stands for. I think the ability to actually use those conversion rates and step away from the standard is actually really dangerous, and I find a lot of friction and a lot of drops in those conversion rates, which just don't make it reasonable for me at the moment. I love the platform, I love the idea of it, but there are just too many red flags between the ability to do anything and completely confuse my customers, as well as the limiting fact on that mobile responsiveness. It's just a no from me. That's why I choose to use the Divi theme. It's one of my favorites, basically primarily for usability for my clients. They like to be able to drag and drop, which is why Showit's so popular. But it does give you a little bit of structure in there as well. And that's why I created my templates in the Divi theme, and they're all available for WordPress. Because you can use so many of those features within WordPress, it's a really great option to get started with that drag and drop, but still have those features available. So if you want to learn any more, jump on over to sitethatsells.co and you can check those out. You can also sign up for the free WordPress roadmap, which actually shows you how to set up a WordPress website in 6 easy steps over a weekend that you can dive in and get started on today. If you have any questions at all, feel free to reach out to me. You can find me at Instagram at MorrisBear or over at morrisbear.com. Until next time, enjoy your website, build a website that you love, and let's get converting clicks into clients.